Okay, so finally we had the first pullback on ES. We have been wanting framing up for a while, trending. Now we're back in balance. So we broke the low of the previous session and we closed below the weekly pivot, below the weekly and monthly VWAPs, inside November's range. So what we want to see now is, do we hold inside this range or do we come back above and keep the uptrend going, or do we pull back a little more and attempt to take these three lows that are back to back on the 68.12 to 68.20 level. So the main thing that I'm going to be watching today is how we trade in relationship to yesterday's range, yesterday's value, right? So right now we're inside value, and it's also inside value for all this session, right? Like you see all this volume here. So
wrong chart, Gabe.
Wrong chart. I think you might be on the other stream because I see the right chart here.
Gabe, it's not your full chart is what I think he's saying. We only see the ES and NQ, not the volatility or profiles or anything like that.
Just the footprint charts show.
Really?
We can see your mouse, yeah.
You don't see it changing? I see. I'm looking at. Hold on. Maybe I put the wrong. Oh, I see what I did. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's see now.
There we go. There.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry about that. So I was saying that that we're trading inside value, and it's the same area where we've been trading for the last few days. So this whole what I want to see is how we trade in relationship to value from yesterday, right? So getting below value area low, which also coincides with the 20-day point of control, means that we have a chance to break the lows and then come back and retest these three lows back to back and see if we can take the previous week's low, or if we just bounce here and come back to the middle. So remember, any failed attempts to break out of this current range, they're gonna bring us back to that 68.42 area. But then the thing is that this area is gonna be key, because we want to pay attention to the order flow when we get here, because you're gonna have traders who are defending these lows, who are seeing this an opportunity to buy the dip, and then you're gonna see traders that are looking for this gap to be filled, and then here see if we turn, right? So this market, markets wants to, it's not that it wants to, but tends to always do what most traders are least expecting. So if there's a lot of traders looking for the gap fill, then they're gonna pile up into shorts here, and then they get punished, and and then we bounce. And then if there's a lot of people expecting the bounce, then we're probably gonna come back down. So watch the order flow when we get there, and see this area what happens. If we even get there, right? We could see dip buyers before that and not even be able to take this low. But we have the JOLTS report today, so we should be able to at least attempt to break out of this area. So if, like I said, if we break below, I said this scenario a million times because we've been stuck in here for a while. gap fill, single prints below, etc. Above, I want to see above November's high. I want to see like this whole area to be taken before I even think about longs. Even if we break the overnight high, look at this low volume area right here, right? So we might see a little selling initially here, because we have this higher session here all by itself. We left that low volume node, came back into the range. So if we get above the overnight session, I still want to see us holding clearly above 73, and I want to see some volume coming in here with bullish order flow. Otherwise, I might fade this if we get here and then see if we can come back into the lower range, right? This is where we have the most acceptance. So what's the difference between ES and NQ, right? That's what I always ask myself. Well, I don't have this much of a low volume node separation between this session and this previous acceptance. So it's kind of like a whole
gold volume
range, right, above November. So, you know, this 25,600 is it's a magnet for the time being. So there's a little bit of support here on NQ below November's high. That if it holds and then we reverse, then I'm gonna be looking for a return to that 25,600, and then if we break it, then I'm looking for this retest of this previous week's low. 50 moving average is here, the 20 DMA is here, so this should be another area to look for bounces, which is at 25 280 to 25 210. So that's the area. Crude still in that range now, trading below that 20-day point of control. Watch this 52.20 to 50. I'm sorry, 58.20 to 58.30. That's the support that I had marked yesterday. Let's see if we're able to take it, or if we bounce here and then come back to that point of control at 59.20. And last but not least, gold. Yesterday it traded into that area again, tested the 200, the 4200 last overnight, and then came back to that monthly pivot to the 20-day point of control. But now it's pulling back again. So let's see if this time it can actually get below this and get to that 4170 that I've been talking about for the last few days. All right, remember at 10 a.m. we have the report, and then Wednesday we have, tomorrow we have a FOMC rate decision, so keep all those on your radar. All right, that's it. Good luck.
Order fills.